Eating once a day sounds like it should break your body. Starvation, muscle loss, your metabolism grinding to a halt. But that's not what happens. Your body doesn't panic. It switches modes. And in the roughly 23 hours between meals, your cells move through a sequence so orderly that researchers can track it hour by hour. This is that sequence, and it explains why the hours between meals matter as much as the meal itself. In the first 6 hours after you eat, everything looks ordinary. Digestion is active, nutrients enter the bloodstream, insulin rises and then begins to fall. But here's a detail most people never hear. Your gut has its own nervous system, the enteric nervous system, with hundreds of millions of neurons. While you're digesting, that system is constantly coordinating muscle contractions, enzyme release, and blood flow to your intestines. When you stop eating for an extended stretch, that system finally goes quiet. And in that quiet, a process called the migrating motor complex turns on. It's a rhythmic wave of contractions that sweeps leftover material out of the small intestine. This housekeeping wave cannot run while food keeps arriving. Frequent eating interrupts it completely. By the end of this window, your liver starts releasing stored glycogen, your brain stays stable, and your mitochondria produce energy with less metabolic waste. This isn't stress, it's efficiency. Around 12 hours in, you cross an invisible line. Insulin, which has been drifting downward, drops sharply. Researchers sometimes call this the insulin cliff. That drop unlocks fat release. An enzyme that insulin suppresses finally switches on, and fatty acids begin flowing to the liver. The liver converts some of them into ketones, fuel your brain can use directly. One ketone in particular, beta-hydroxybutyrate, does more than carry energy. It acts as a signal. Studies show it binds to immune cells and dampens a major inflammatory pathway linked to chronic disease. When you eat all day, this molecule barely appears in your blood. This is also when many people notice hunger easing and mental clarity improving. That steadiness isn't willpower, it's a different fuel reaching your brain. Around hour 18, cells shift priorities again. Autophagy ramps up. This is your internal recycling system. Damaged proteins are tagged with molecular markers and dismantled. Under constant feeding, this cleanup runs in the background. During extended fasting, it becomes aggressive. Think of it like a factory. Normally, broken machines get removed when someone trips over them. During this window, production pauses and inspection teams check every station, pulling anything even slightly faulty. Constant eating rarely allows this deeper inspection to happen. In the final hours before you eat again, fat metabolism is fully established. Ketone levels stabilize. This is controlled fat use, not an emergency. Growth hormone rises at the same time. In fasting, its role isn't bulking muscle. It helps preserve tissue and accelerates fat release, particularly from visceral fat around your organs, the type most tied to metabolic disease. Your heart remains steady. Blood pressure often stabilizes. Inflammatory signaling continues to quiet. Then comes the most overlooked moment of the entire day, the refeed. Before you take a bite, your body is already preparing. Digestive enzymes increase, stomach acid rises, transporters in your gut lining turn back on. Your digestive system runs on a clock, and consistency teaches it when to expect food. When you finally eat, insulin sensitivity is at its peak. Nutrients are absorbed and directed where they're needed with minimal waste. This ability to switch smoothly from burning stored fuel to handling incoming fuel is called metabolic flexibility. Lose it, and insulin resistance often follows years later. Eating once a day isn't magic, it's structure. It gives your gut a quiet window to clean itself, your cells time to repair, your hormones a clear rhythm, and your metabolism practice switching fuels. Your body wasn't designed to eat constantly. It was designed to adopt. And these processes aren't extreme. They're what your body does every day when you give it the space to do them.